Anyone else watching Jeremy Clarkson's Farm Show on Amazon? Probably are, because I think a lot of us are watching it right now, because it's a wonderful show. I never thought at any time would I be so engrossed in a farming show. I didn't grow up in a farm, no connections to farming at all, and I have to say, I love every episode. It's a wonderful show. And as I was watching the show the other day with my wife, I was just thinking, like, there is a lot of things you can learn from that show, things that you and I could probably remember or maybe use in our own business. And what I did was I just wrote an email off to my list the other day, just highlighting the 5 things that I had seen in the show that I think more of us should actually consider in what we're doing. And the first thing was, you don't need to know everything to take action. Now, if you've watched Jeremy's show, you know he goofs up, he makes mistakes, he buys animals, doesn't realise how he needs to take care of them, how much they're going to cost. He has these harebrained schemes where he tries to grow something on the farm, and as most things do, they usually blow up in his face, but he learns something from it. But he's not afraid to try things out. And I'd say that to you as well too, that if you are looking to do something, stop trying to be perfect. Stop trying to have enough knowledge and just take action on what you know, what you have, and see what happens next. But you'll learn from that experience. The second thing I'd say to you is you've got to roll with the conditions you're given. If there's one thing on that show, you realise how, farmers are really held ransom to the weather. If it's too dry, the crops don't grow. If it's too wet, they're rotting the ground. And, as someone who probably just, as I said, has no connection with farming, I didn't realise how much of a gamble it really is, that you just kind of throwing all your money on a spin of the dice, hoping that the weather works out for you, that your crops actually grow. And I'd say that as well to you too, that, right now, you need to build your business, build your following, or whatever you need to do with the conditions you have right now. Too many of us don't take action because we need more information, or the economy's not right, or I don't have enough money, I don't have enough time, I don't have enough equipment, and we hold off on it and hold off on it instead of actually just working in the conditions we have. Because you can be assured that in 6 months' time, when you think the conditions are going to be perfect, they're going to be probably weird conditions again. There mightn't be perfect conditions. And if you hold off then for another 6 months, you're just basically kicking that goal or that dream of yours further down the line and not taking action on it. So what I'd say to you is work with the conditions you have. Work right now. Start writing your books, start making your videos, start building your online business, or whatever you're doing, but work with the conditions you have even right now. Even if you don't have enough time, even if you don't have enough money, do the best you can with the conditions that you have. The third thing is, don't think like a farmer. If you've watched that show, Jeremy has a lot of harebrained schemes, and some of them really work out. Some of them are complete flops, but some of them do work out, in that he's not just thinking of farming as an income stream. What he's doing is he's thinking of, how can I make my own beer? How can I maybe, grow mushrooms and have sell mushrooms to the local restaurants? How can I set up maybe a food stand? How can I maybe make crisps with my own potatoes? How can I make cider? How can I, he's constantly thinking outside the box. He's not thinking of the crops he's putting in the ground and saying, well, I'm a farmer and, I'm only going to make money from my crops, or I'm only going to make money from my horses, my pigs or my cows or whatever. He's always thinking, what else can I do? And a lot of us sometimes, what we do is we copy what everyone else is doing. If we're building an online business in a certain niche, we look and see what everyone else is doing. We're creating the same content as they are. We're making the same products as they are. We're saying everything that they're saying, and we're not actually thinking outside the box. Coming at it from our kind of own point of view, with our own life experience and our own kind of, twist on it. So if you are looking to do something, don't think like a farmer. Think outside the box. Think, is there other ways, other content ideas you could be talking about today, other products that could help your audience or whatever. But don't think like everyone else. Have your own unique thoughts. Now, the fourth thing I would say to you is entertain your audience. If there's one thing that you've been guaranteed from the Clarkson farm, is you're going to be entertained. You're going to laugh. You're going to laugh at Jeremy's mistakes. You're going to cry at some of the animals passing. You're going to, follow along with him with the drama and everything that goes into having a farm. And what he's doing in that show, he's educating us about farming, but he's also entertaining us. And that's what you need to think as well too. That, if you have an audience, or if you want to build an audience, there's 2 ways to hold on to your audience. Educate them or entertain them. And if you can do both, that's brilliant. But no one's going to hang around you, follow you, watch your content if you're not entertaining them or educating them. They're going to go to someone else who gives those two things. So if you are looking to build a following, if you are looking to build a business, make sure that you can entertain or educate. And if you can do both, perfect. And the last thing, be you. If there's anything you can see about that show, there's no filters, there's no makeup. You know, Jeremy sometimes, his hair is standing on his head, his eyebrows are all crazy looking, and you see him sometimes just a cap pulled on his head, and he's got, he's just him. If you met him on the farm right now, that's probably what he would be wearing. And he's being himself. He cries when his animals need to be, sent off to the slaughterhouse. He cries when the piglets died. He's excited when he's a new project and he's working away in the kitchen, maybe making crisps, or he's trying some type of, some concoction or whatever. But he's excited in it. And he's just basically being him in that show. And that's what I'd say to you as well too. Too many of us sometimes come online trying to be poor versions of someone else. We're trying to be a copycat, a clone, and we come off like that as a copycat or a clone. Instead of actually just being ourselves. Being ourselves. Stop putting on these filters. Stop putting on this kind of, this fake persona. Because people can see through that fake persona. So if you're looking to build a following, if you're looking to build an audience, basically be you. And that's one thing I show in the course I have at the moment, is how to actually build a business around you. Because you yourself are actually a niche, because you are unique. So if you are creating content or whatever you're doing right now, stop with the filters. Stop being like someone else. Just be you today. Turn on the camera, be raw, be authentic, because that's what people are looking for. They're not looking for another photoshopped Instagram perfect face or voice or whatever. They're not looking for that. They're looking to follow real people. They're looking to, to support real people. So be you today. So as I said, if you haven't watched the show, and if you do like Jeremy Clarkson, or if you do like maybe the Top Gear show or the Grand Tour show, you will like it. Even though, you probably say, well, it's farming. It's not going to be for me. You can be guaranteed you're going to enjoy this show. And as I said, if you have watched the show, you probably will see all those points I've mentioned. You don't need to know everything to take action. You've got to roll with the conditions you have. Don't think like a farmer. Entertain your audience and be you. Have a lovely day. Bye-bye.